Well, I don't even know when I started with you, Barry. I think it was in April. And um, went through all the modules, did all that stuff, did bye bye blind spots. And, um, I was moving in the right direction and writing my mission and my empowering statement and doing the vision board. I mean, that was really powerful for me to see what I really wanted and to finally be honest with myself, I think, because I've always just gone, oh, well, yeah, I'm expecting too much. I can't really expect them to want to go to church with me. That's not a big deal. They've got all these other good traits. And so I would settle. But going into this one, or going into it this time, I was like, nope, I'm going to stay true. And went out for coffee with a couple and things just didn't stick. And so I was like, okay, Barry, what's the deal here? What's wrong? And she's like, send me what you've got out there. So I sent her my profile and she's like, where's the rest of it? And I'm like, what do you mean the rest of it? And so I had kind of made the whole profile that she suggests we write shorter and put it out there, and nothing was happening. And well, I should say, I mean, not what I was hoping was happening.
Right.
And then I put it out there, and the realization is part of my empowering statement is that I want to feel seen and safe. And her comment to me was, "You're hiding." And I'm like, huh, I think I am, because I'm still not, I was still like, am I worthy? Not, I wouldn't even say worthy, but like there's what will someone think about what I really want and who they are? And she's like, well, don't you want them to want that? And I'm like, you're right. So lo and behold, I think that was a Friday, maybe it was Thursday after this call. And so maybe it was a Friday I put up the whole profile, and liked a couple different guys and sent them emails and stuff. And then this David pinged back and said, oh my gosh, your profile, you're so well spoken. I'm so impressed. I am just like, wow. And he started asking a bunch of questions. And I'm like, wow, you ask a lot of questions. He said, sorry, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm like, why don't we just talk? So we ended up talking Saturday night for over an hour, and then ended up having coffee the next day for 2 hours. And there was an instant connection right away from the get-go with us. And then the following Saturday, we went out to dinner, and it was about a 5-hour dinner. And that was, it'll be 6 weeks on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And tell them what it's like what it's like to be with him.
Um, I actually shared my vision with him the other day, and my
Oh,
vision board and my empowering statement with him. And
oh,
he was pretty touched that I would share it with him. And I also shared with him my whole, I've got one that's just like my relationship vision board, and then I've got a bigger vision board for my whole life.
oh.
And so I shared those with him, and he's just, it's gonna sound stupid, he loves everything about me. I mean, he just does. He's just like, you're amazing, and you complimentary all the time, affectionate all the time, kind all the time, always opens the door for me, always um, super encouraging, remembers everything. He just said to me, he asked me the other day how I remembered about your client meeting. He goes, well, you told me about it, so it was important to you, so thus it became important to me. So I'm going to ask you about it. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, just like so on the same page with so many things. And so church was a big thing. I wanted to share going to church with someone, not only that they were just Christian, but that we shared worship together and that we could pray together and things. And he went to church with me one day, and then we've been going every week, every day, every Sunday since. And
Oh,
so, yes, he's super duper nice. So the thing that I'm been really asking him is that I don't want you to do things just because I want to do them. I want to know that that you want to do them as well, right? And there's a compromise and everything, but I just don't want him to go, oh, I'm just going to do this even though I don't like it. You know what I mean?
yep.
And so he admitted, he goes, okay, the first time I went was definitely for you. He goes, the second time I went, it was for me, and it's for
Oh,
us. And he said it's really important to him, and he knows how important it is to me, and he's totally fine. Even got him on the pickleball court. He loved it.
so that's really what it looks like. You know, it's like you're sharing values, you're sharing vision. And I would imagine that, you know, in your time together, you talk about like the future, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just actually sitting out here and having lunch, and he's like, he goes, do we talk too much about us? We talk about us a lot. I'm like, yeah, we do. But it's just, then we just both really want to understand each other, and kind of like, okay, it's okay for you to tell me, I'd rather not do that, or I prefer to do this, or whatever, just that. But he's all about honesty and clarity and just being open and honest. And I
Oh,
don't know, we've shared a lot of tears, which to me is just shows me the vulnerability. He keeps saying to me, I think I tell you too much. I share too much. And I'm like, no, you don't.
no.
No, you don't. And so, yeah, feeling safe with each other is, it like just opens up a whole different level of the relationship that he can share. Because so many of the other men I've dated have been guarded and totally unemotionally guarded and not willing to share who they are. And he is completely the opposite.
So
And
you see, because you were guarded and because of your past and because of your own stuff, right? You attracted men who were guarded. But then
yeah,
once you really opened up to vulnerability and clarity and standing in your value, look how the universe responds in kind.
I know, it's been crazy,
Oh,
absolutely crazy. He keeps looking at me and shaking his head, and he's like, is this really happening? And it's like, he's as dumbfounded as I am. That just, it's like, it's just crazy that it
oh,
feels this good and this easy. I mean, everything feels easy. I was at his house and we were cooking stuff, and he comes back after taking out the garbage. He's like, I'm sitting there thinking, she's just like moving around my kitchen and helping me cook, and we're making stuff together, and just like it's her place. And I'm like, and what did you think of that? He's like, I loved it. I'm like, okay.
oh,
So it's just, it's pretty cool. And
that's
my kids like them too, so that's good.
that was my next question. Because when they see you happy,
Mhm.
then they'll be happy because they'll be part of it.
Well, and he's a great role model for my son too. My son's already noticed what a gentleman he is and how he treats me. And so that's pretty cool, because he didn't see his dad always treating me that way.
That's right.
So for him to see somebody treating me like that, I think is really good for him to see.
Yeah, it's like breaking a generational pattern. When he sees it, it'll totally, you know, make and have an impact on him. And then they don't worry and then they see things differently.
Right.
Oh, I
Yep.
love that. It's so
Oh,
exciting. So this is what we say. So you actually joined on March 8th.
oh my, it was March. Okay, so it was a month
March,
later than I thought. Okay.
April, May, June. So when I tell people, absolutely, it could totally happen.
It was
Right.
April 23rd we had our first conversation.
There you go.
So March, yeah, what was that, 6 weeks then?
Uh-huh.
Pretty
Yeah,
close.
that's right.
Crazy.
Crazy. So that is why when we stand in a vision and we get ready for that vision and we do the work on all levels, you know, thought, speech, and action,
Yep.
then yeah, again. So that's exciting. Great.
Yes.
You remind me of Nita because when she talks about her guy, it was like very similar.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's exciting. And I had to fight for you.
I know you did many times. You had to knock me upside the head a few times. I know. I
I
know.
yeah.
And you're good at seeing what we need to hear and what we need to adjust, and our blind spots, that's a perfect term for it, is our blind spots. We get in the way of ourselves.
That's right. And when women say, or even men, they say, I don't think what I want is out there, or all men are narcissists. It's like, I'm like, No,
No.
no, 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 it's not true. Well, where are they? I'm like, well, come on this journey. They're on the other side of your blind spots. They're on the other side of your, your fears.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Well, thanks for letting me share.